Okay. Hopefully my audio this time isn't fucking complete dog shit doo-doo ass. Anyway, I was talking with somebody the other night, and they mentioned, "Hey, I like this game. You know, it's fun. It feels fluid." Oh, as I messed up moving. It feels fun. It feels fluid. I know my character's buttons do, but I don't know how to like get in. I don't know how to get in. You know, like this guy right here shielding. I don't really know what to do because I'm just like, uh, I how like he's defensive. I don't know. So what do you do exactly? The first thing you want to do with this kind of thing is just think about your movement. Like, what can you do to make yourself ambiguous with how you're running, moving around the stage? Don't be like super obvious with it, you know? Drop through shield if you're shielding on a platform. Jump out of shield, wave dash, dash dance. Do you wave land, do a lot of stuff, you know? Make it so that you don't know your opponent won't know where you're coming from. Ever. Just be like, am I gonna do this? Am I gonna grab? Am I gonna do forward here? No? Like it's a lot. So of course you have so many options that it might feel overwhelming. You know? I just show like you can do almost anything you can think of for a platform fighter. You can wave dash, wave land, dash dance, just run straight up, do a dash attack. So what do you pick exactly to like really say, hey, I'm trying to get in here and you're just not making it obvious or you're not pressing buttons and I want to do that first without taking a huge risk and basically forfeiting my own stock. Uh, the things you want to do is like you also can crouch out of a run. You can you can just run in and down tilt if they spot dodge and close enough, you can get a grab like just like that. There's a lot of things you can pick. Um, the other thing is just generally don't try to rely on dash attack a lot. It's super laggy, of course, and most of the time your opponent is just not gonna stand there in a shield and just let you grab them. That's not how people think. Most of the time, especially if you're against an opponent better than you, they're just not gonna let you do that. It's just bad. If your dash attack hits a shield, most likely they might wave dash out of shield. They're just gonna pick something that is gonna punish you. So, what options do you have to really say, hey, I'm trying to get in here and you're not making it obvious, so I'm gonna try and hit you. Consider everything your character can do, just like what I did with down special here. Brad can hit this, and it hits the floor no matter where he is on the stage. So, what if I don't mess it up? Like, if your opponent's on this platform and you're here, you can do this. If they're on a platform and they get hit by that, they get popped up, and you can, you know, start hitting a combo off of that. If I tell Ronald to stop shielding for a second, where's Stan? Okay. Nothing out of shield. So, oh, that didn't work. Let me just restart. So, what can you do with the option I just told you about? Let me move Ronald. Like, what do you get off doing this? You see how far he got popped up? This is literally an approach for you as Crag. You know? That's how you start something. If I reset again, you know, opponent is shielding, you get a grab. Do that, you get a lot of stuff. So just experiment. Don't everything a character can do is always specific to them. So just like if you're Rano, you have needles. You can go up here with needles, have a charge, and throw two while you're falling, and hit them. If they block it, you probably get a grab. If they don't block it and they get hit, you get a follow up. It's stuff like this. It's always little things that add up. So, especially make sure of what your opponent is doing. Like, this is just a bot, so he's gonna shield indefinitely. But in general, no, people will pick different things. So you gotta be aware of, like, hey, if this guy is standing or just like doing dash dance over and over again and he's not really coming in that much, just do the thing with Crag. Do this. If you're playing Arcane and the opponent's doing the same thing, throw a puddle. Mono, throw needles. Maple, throw like the nut. Do whatever. Just be aware of what your options are and what your opponent's options are, because your movement options are mostly the same. Like you both have a dash dance, you both have a wave dash. Be aware of that. Nobody's gonna sit there and just stand there, obviously, because they're a human opponent. That's all I really had to say. But of course, the game's not as easy as it is to just talk about. I don't have a live example right now because I'm mainly just making this to, in the meantime, before I play Shadow Generations, and that's it. The other thing I think I wanted to say was just conditioning. Like I said, if your opponent's just dash dancing in a corner or just doing wave dashes on platforms and not really being overly obvious, don't go for something super committal. Don't go for a dash attack during that. That might get you punished because they can react to you running forward and just be like, okay, I'll dash back and dash attack you instead. I'll grab you, do a nair against you. I even parry a dash attack, which is super detrimental because that's like a full second of lag on you now. Be ambiguous. Pick something that isn't too risky if your opponent is moving around a lot. Because if they get hit, suddenly their options are going for like 10 to 20 frames, and if they try to press something, they're just gonna lose the interaction. Something else is if they're shielding a lot, if they're crouching a lot, you wanna go in for a grab because that beats those options. But obviously, if you're shielding, opponent can do this. You can wave dash out of shield. That's something that you have to be aware of. If it works the first time, they might do something else. They might just raw jump out of shield to a plat. They might do jump and wave dash and flat off the platform to hit you with a back air. It's a lot. You gotta weigh your options. Pick something that isn't too committal. Because once you get a jab, suddenly you have so much available to you. Like, you have jab down tilt, you have jab up tilt, you have a lot. And you have jab grab. There are always things you can press that are safe. These are pokes. They don't do a lot of knockback or damage, but you can get something off of them, especially in a scrappy situation. Always remember, jabs are your friend. Down tilts are your friend. A projectile is your friend. Projectiles can also be turned against you if your opponent is better and knows how to parry a lot. So, again, you have options, but your opponent also has options. Be aware of what they're picking while you're trying to go for stuff, and you'll pretty much get the hang of it as time progresses. So, again, that's all I had to say. And again, reminder, don't go in for dash attacks too much. It might be easy to press, but you'll get punished for it more often than you'll get hits. So, it's definitely a risky option. And with that, I think that's my conclusion on it. I didn't mean for this to be so long, but there's a lot to really go over, so I just tend to rant. Have a good day, good night, or good evening, wherever you're from.